what's going on? Again, something a little different today. I just thought I'd run through basically the gear I use on my day hikes and what's in my pack, what safety, what sort of safety equipment I use, and tools and whatnot, just in case I need them when I'm out and deep in the bush, because as you know, we do head out pretty deep, remote areas, so you want to make sure you got all the right safety gear with you and equipment, so if the proverbial hits the fan, you're prepared. So just give you guys an insight into what I drag along with me and what's on my back and what keeps me safe if something goes wrong, and all that stuff. So you guys might have something different that you guys take in your packs or go for your hikes with, or day walks or whatnot. So let me know in the comments what you guys bring along, or something different. But let's get into it. So firstly, we'll go over probably the two most important things that I think for safety wise are the most important when I go out in the bush, which are obviously these are, you've probably seen me wear these before. These are called gaitors. Now you strap these around your shins. They cover your boot all the way pretty much up to your knee, and these give me protection in case we accidentally, a bit weird, massive boulder literally just rolled down that hill up there. It's pretty cool. It's a bloody Bigfoot or something. So anyway, these just strap around your leg as such. Like I said, you've probably seen me wear them. They just go around there, they zip up, sit on your boot. Now, if I stand on a snake or a deadly snake, which, where I go hiking, there is plenty around and I see them all the time. Had a few near misses, so if something tends to happen and I stand on one accidentally, it's gonna most likely chomp into this, and we should be fine. So now there's a few on the market, Seatosummit and a few other brands do them, and Bushbuck and whatnot, but I go with the Hunter's Element. These are the V2 Venom Gator. So these are the only ones that are actually field tested to Australian snakes and whatnot, and he actually does a demonstration where he lets eastern browns and chew into these things. So that gives me confidence when I'm out in the bush. Another good thing about these is I've had, which are, as you can hear, they're pretty thick, they're pretty solid. So I've had, boulders when I'm climbing up hills and whatnot, roll down, hit me in the shins. I've had sticks try and stick into them. I've had, all sorts of stuff, and wait a while, and they just protect you against everything. So they're one of the number one things, that I'll definitely take on my hike. And if I was going on a hard hike and I was an hour away from home and I didn't have these, I'd probably turn back and get them. They're that important to me. So they're the Hunter's Element V2 Gator, and I've had them for probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 years now. And I mean, I've lost one of the hooks off there, which latches onto your laces, and a couple of the other couple of the buttons are come off and whatnot, but they're still Velcro, they still go up. They've lasted me well, so they're one of my go-tos. Now, the other main thing which I will not go in the bush without is, which I think everyone should have if they're going out, solo hiking or in remote areas away from civilization where, there's not many people around and you can't call for help. PLB. This is a personal locator beacon. This one is the ACR resQLink. This one suits me better. There is, the Garmin InReach and whatnot on the market, which a lot of people go for. Pros and cons with both. But this one for me, it's basically for one purpose. I press this button, you pull the aerial up, boom, it's got a little red button in there. I press that button, I lay this down, it faces up through the canopy, and this will send a direct signal to a government satellite, which then passes this straight on to a rescue team. So within 2 minutes, roughly, this is at a rescue centre and they're coordinating basically the best way to come and find me. So I would not go bush without this little unit. Now there is, like I said, the Garmin InReach, which are, the good thing about those is they have live tracking and maps and you know, you can send text messages when you're out in the bush, but just from what I've heard, this suits me better. The inReach, they can take, you know, up to 15 minutes for a signal to get through. They use closer, you know, commercial satellites which move around a bit. Whether this is all true, I don't know. This is just info I'm going off, but for me, this is the one. So this gives out, yeah, a 24-hour signal. Direct, it has a infrared strobe on it. Yeah, this is just, again, I would not go out in the bush alone without this. If I was to fall over, break my leg, you know, snap it badly or whatnot, there's no way I'm getting out of the bush by dragging myself out. You know, you can, but again, if I get bitten by an eastern brown snake and I'm 15 k's from help, there's no other, you know, you're in deep doo-doo, mate. So I press this button, fingers crossed, someone comes and gets me. Anyway, that's number 2. That's the second most, or probably the most important thing in my kit. It is the most important thing in my kit. Now, the bag I use, I'll let you know the bag I use. This is a Tasmanian Tiger. It's only a 15 litre, but it's a 700 Cordura material, which, and I can see that. This stuff is proper thick, like it's very heavy duty, and this, I've caught this thing on pretty much every wait a while vine on the Coffs Coast and ripped it and dragged it, and it does not have one seam pull, one string loose. That is a premium quality bag. So it's got mesh breathable on the back, you know, little hooks and whatnot. It's modular, I can fix things to it. You know, you can strap things to it, tighten it up. So this has been my go-to bag for years. I bloody love this thing. This is my main bit of gear to carry everything around with me. So love this thing. All right, hydration wise, whenever I'm out on a day hike, I usually take one Maximus and one 600ml water bottle. That is pretty much all I'll take with me. I'll drink this, you know, I'll keep hydrated. This is 1 litre. So I'll drink probably half that and then basically fill it back up with water with this. And then, you know, I'll drink the whole bottle again and then I can fill this up. And where I'm hiking, there's always rivers around, there's always fresh water. So it's not going to be often that I run out of water. It's just going to be, you know, on the hikes back up out the hills and escarpments where there's not too much water, but that is plenty. And a bit of Maximus, you know, it's got sugars and salts and what in it, so it stops you cramping up, keeps you hydrated. Always take those 2 bottles with me. Another thing I always take, knife. This is just a Bahco, like a everyday carry for, you know, fishing and camping and whatnot. It's light as hell. It's bright orange. If I drop it, you know, I can see it easily. And, you know, I just don't go out in the bush without a knife. I've always just carried one with me. Even, I don't know, I've cut vines off if they're stuck and I'm climbing up a steep hill and I need to cut myself free, or, you know, it's very unlikely, but, you know, dogs out here, you do see some wild dogs. I've seen a few, but it's not going to be an issue. But again, I'd rather have this with me. So yeah, that's the little knife I take. Bahco, it just clips. It's just got a little clip there, which basically just clip it on my pocket, and it's fallen off a couple of times, but bright orange, I'm not going to lose it. Always just keep a knife with me. You never know when you're going to need it. Head torch, basic $6-7 head torch from Anaconda. Always just keep this in there if I'm, just in case I'm running late and I go on a hike and, you know, something happens, I get a little bit off track or whatnot and it takes a little bit longer than it should, then I got a little head torch. Just, you know, it's not a quality one, but it's just light. At least I can see sort of where I'm going. Most of the time I'll know which sort of direction I've got to go anyway, but this just another little bit of peace of mind, just in case I'm stuck out there for the night, or, you know, I need to walk home in the dark, then, you know, I got a torch to use. So always carry that with me. Gloves, always take gloves with me. always grabbing onto bloody cutting grass and vines and wait a while. So whenever I'm climbing or, you know, in the palm trees, ferns, everything out there's got pretty much spikes on it. So always wear the gloves when I'm hiking and climbing and whatnot. They're like a fairly decent quality work glove. These things are about 15 bucks or so, but they got like the hard rubber ceramic sort of coating on them. So if I grab hold of vines, yeah, they're not going to pierce my hands or, you know, anything really sharp will, but these things are great. These things are great. I always wear these gloves. All right. All right, this is just a little Seatosummit dry bag. Always take this with me. If I need to cross a river or if I need to swim through a little gorgy section or whatnot, which always am swimming and walking through water, then I'll throw my phone and whatever I need in this, and that just keeps everything dry and good to go. So what I keep in it usually though is first aid. So this will have my snake bite kit in it. It's got, you know, a couple of bandages. Well, there's about 4 in here actually, which I keep. So if I do get bitten by a snake, you got to have a snake bite kit. You got to have bandages. You got to be able to treat it, wrap it, look after it. You know, press the button on my PLB and we can sit pretty and just wait for help to come. Hopefully, that's the plan anyway. But yeah, never go out in the bush, never go hiking. Even if you're going out on a bloody picnic or a day trip, always just take a first aid kit with you. Again, it's just peace of mind. So I think I said earlier, there's 2 main things that I'd take. Well, yeah, 3. Snake bite kit, first aid, PLB, and obviously gaiters just to stop the snakes hanging off my ankles in the first place. So that's pretty much it. What's in my day pack. You know, I don't think there's anything else in here. Oh, I actually got a little Gerber multi-tool as well, which I take. It's always in my bag. I've actually had to pull little sticks and splinters and whatnot out with these pliers. There's scissors, a little knife, and a couple other useful little things on there, which, you know, if you're stuck out in the bush, a broken ankle or something, you're stuck, then you got a tool to help you out. You never know when you might need it. So yeah, always just throw that in the pack too. So that's pretty much it. That's everything I carry, yeah, in the day pack. So just got to make sure you're safe when you're that far out in the bush. Keep all the right gear. Like I said, if you're cautious, you got the right gear, you got the right equipment, then, you know, you're always sweet to save yourself, self-rescue, call for help, protection, whatever else you need. So that's what's in the pack. And that's it for today's episode. But yeah, so by the time you see this, I probably would have had surgery, which isn't ideal, but yeah, that's going to keep me out of the hard hikes for probably the next 6 weeks or so. So sorry about the episodes. There's not going to be too much hard hiking over the next, yeah, month and a half, 2 months. But yeah, we might do some camping stuff and get out on some day trips and whatnot and still show you guys around the area. But that's just what's happening. So legends, that's what's in my pack. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.